Good morning everybody, Auronnj here with another War of the Visions video, and today we are going to talk about the newest EX unit coming to global. You just saw him drop his limit break on the screen. He's coming way earlier here than he did to JP. That's our man Rain. We're going to talk about like what skills he's upgrading, like what you want to kind of run on him if you want to EX him. That's all coming up right now. Okay, before we get into the video, if you want to support what I do here, please consider using my Amazon coin affiliate link. That's located down in the description. Really great way to support the channel. You get Amazon coins at up to a 20% discount, and some of the money goes to me instead of all to Amazon. Or you could consider becoming a YouTube member. There's a join button right below the video. Lots of YouTube members shouting you guys out on the screen right here. So thank y'all for joining. Let's get to this video though. Now, the place I want to start first that I think makes the most sense when you're talking about a unit like Rain going from potentially level 99 to 120 is what do the differences in his stats look like? And that's what you see on the screen right here. So I highlighted the two stat gains that I think are going to be the most important for him. That's HP and Magic. He's going to gain about 1817 HP and 149 Magic. Now these are really important because Rain, as you know if you use him already, is a tank, or at least he's supposed to be a tank. And really until now in this game he's specialized as a magic tank. Your tanks need more HP. Like, in the current state of the game, you really want to have more than a 3577 HP base, so giving him nearly 2k more will propel him up towards that next level if you can get him to 120. Then a lot of his damage, almost all of it that he uses, scales off of magic. So getting 149 more magic is significant, and it will help him be more of maybe a bruiser if you pair him with somebody like King Mont. Really, besides that, the rest of his stat gains are kind of underwhelming. He picks up 2 agility. I didn't actually list that on the right. That's important. He picks up 43 attack, 7 TP, 3 initial AP with 7 more max, but he's kind of a mage, so he starts with a good amount of AP already. He picks up 64 dex, which will help him hit things, and 33 luck. Like, his dex and luck, though, are not very good. 259 dex, you can live with that. 212 luck is oof, right? Like, not going to be somebody who you're taking against evade units with that kind of luck score, and that's unfortunate. Then if you look at the rest of his, like, resists and stuff, no changes there. Still very, very strong against ice. 20% ice resistance, and 10% weak to water, just like King Mont is, right? Then his other resist, 5 to piercing, minus 30 to, melee punching damage, that I can never remember what that's called. 15 resist to missile, and 25 resist to magic. So again, you're noticing a lot of similarities between Rain and King Mont. Notably here, that punching resist being so bad. Both of them are weak to that. Now, as we're talking about both of those units, I think it becomes important to actually just put them side by side. These are the level 120 stats base, again, without any modifiers at all. The base stats for both units, and then talk about who does what better really briefly. So Rain on the left, Mont on the right. If we're talking about hate generation, this is a core thing for tanks, right? Mont is better at generating hate than any tank we have in the game right now, and that includes EX 120 Rain. Now, Rain doesn't suck at generating hate. If you run his main job sub abilities, he has a skill he'll use on turn 1 where he gives himself a magic shield and gives himself hate. Cool, that's really useful. Very similar to how Warrior of Light gains hate, like that. But Mont, especially EX Mont, has turn 0 hate. He walks into a fight with hate, and he has a hate up and agility buff that is really good and his AI likes to use. So Mont definitely better at gaining hate. Now, element buff, what does that mean? Notice on the bottom of King Mont's score, he has 15 fire attack up. King Mont is a newer unit. Newer units come with an element-specific buff for them and everyone in their group with the same element that is like, it's HP up and elemental attack up. Rain doesn't have that, so that's another weakness of his compared to Mont. Mont gets a check mark there. Physical tanking ability. King Mont is a monster of a physical tank, and Rain is not. Now, Rain can be a functioning physical tank, and his buffs that he's getting to 120 with more HP will help him do it a little more, but Mont, way better physical tank than Rain. Now we're getting into Rain's domain, though, with the next thing, the magic tanking ability. Like we talked about before, Rain's hate generating buff is a magic shield, similar to what like a paladin shield is for physical. Then he just has 25 base magic resist. He can run a lot of spirit, he can run a lot more magic resist with his like sub jobs. Rain, amazing magic tank, and he gets even better at being a magic tank with one of his support abilities getting upgraded, and we'll go look at that here in a second. Then the last one I put on here was DPS. Now, I think Mont is generally going to do more damage than Rain, but Rain does bring multiple damage types to the table. He brings slashing damage and magic damage, and a lot of his skills scale off of magic. So Rain, bringing in that 411 magic, his damage is more varied, and that's going to at least tie him with Mont on DPS. But I would say overall, King Mont still a double cost unit, still a much better tank than EX Rain. But if you don't have King Mont or any other good tank, that might be a reason to go for Rain. Okay, let's go to the next screen here, and we're going to look at exactly what skills Rain's going to get an upgrade for and his new skill with EX. So, first of all, his Spirit Up, which at base is just a 15 Spirit increase. Cool, that's great. That's more magic tanking for Rain. With the upgrade from his EX, he also gains 15 AoE resistance. That is now an amazing support ability, right? That's 15 AoE resist, is AoE resist against physical, it's AoE resist against magic. That ability is now insane. You're going to run that like all the time. Okay, his Fire Aga also gets an upgrade. The damage stays the same, the AoE stays the same, but it now has a 25% chance to inflict slow for 3 turns on targets. Rain is going to be probably somebody you're running at like 70 or 90 some faith, and so it has a pretty decent chance of landing. Slow is very powerful, that's a good upgrade. And if he's casting Fire Aga a lot, if you have that skill turned on, it's in his main job, that's just a good upgrade, right? Okay, I'm excited about that one. Then his new skill, which I don't know the name for because it's in Japanese, is another ranged AoE attack. This one is slashing damage though, and it will decrease the move of the target by 1 for 3 turns. I'm not super pumped about this one. Now, I will say this will help him protect like your backline players if you have somebody staying way back, like a Frederica with all the range or something like that. Because if you take a unit whose like move jump is 3-1 and you knock one move off of them, they have 2 move. They're not getting to the back line. Like, they'll get kited out first if the AI actually sort of knew how to kite. But it's an okay move. The damage isn't very high. It scales off of magic, which is good, so it's going to hit pretty hard. But I'm not super excited. This might make Rain a candidate for like a level 115 unit or something like that. It all depends on how many Mind Spheres and how much material you have to level up, of course. So those are his new skills and his upgraded skills. Let's go next, though, to his weaknesses. Now, a lot like King Mont, he is weak to the units that you see on the screen here. 2B with her like massive variety types of damage can just find the chink in his armor and hurt him really bad. Jiza will absolutely one-shot this guy. Like, I'm one-shotting Monts with Jiza right now. She will blow Rain off the map. Now people are gonna be like, oh wait, but you put Phoenix on him and you run like this specific thing, and I'm like, yeah, okay, fine. You throw all your eggs into the melee punching resist basket. Sure, you can survive an attack from Jiza, but what are you gonna do about Titus? What are you gonna do about Glaciella? Glaciella, very, very effective in the current meta with King Mont running around. Those units that you see right there are ones you would want to avoid if you were running 120 Rain. Hell, they're ones you'd want to avoid if you were running 99 Rain. You will still want to avoid them with 120 Rain. He really doesn't get much better against them at all. Just more HP. Okay, so that's his weakness. Again, a lot like Mont. And Rain and Mont are kind of like the bros, right? They are the, in the new Vision card we get. So we're on this slide here, right? I put a little heart. You know, I tried to do the Disney Channel thing right there. I put a little heart around Mont and Rain because Global is getting this brand new Vision card. I'm going to call it the Fire Bros card. And it's going to be a substitute for like Solidus, I think. I've heard some people kind of underestimating this card. And what I don't think they're realizing is it's going to allow you to run a team with like Mont and Rain on it without having to rely on Solidus to get you through this like really slash heavy meta right now. So it's going to really open up fire team comps. It's going to help people who use fire units just be better against slash. And there's so much slash. Oh my gosh, it's everywhere. So the Fire Bros card will help him overcome the weakness. You can always run Solidus in like Una, by the way. You see that on the right. Slash resist, good against Titus, good against every slashing unit. And then don't forget about Phoenix. Phoenix provides 25 water resist and strike resist on the Esper board. So I know I said like, yeah, you know, don't count on this all the time. You can only use it on one unit, right? It's an Esper. So if you're running the bros, only one of them gets Phoenix. So the other one's still going to be weak to Giza. And if you're running them together, Mont is going to have more hate probably than Rain. You probably want Phoenix on him. And Rain will just have to figure the rest of that out. So that's what I think about this unit sort of. Now, should you level them up? Should you go for EX 120 Mont or 120 Mont, EX 120 Rain? How many shards do you have? I know I'm sitting on a bunch of Rain shards right now because I just kind of pulled them randomly and I just have these shards. So I'm going to have a lot of Mind Spheres for him right when he drops. If they give me access to Fire EX materials, I'll probably level them. And he's going to function, I believe, like a really sturdy bruiser next to King Mont in a team that's running fire cards. I think that'll probably be his best fit. Now, I'll level him. And I'll do some videos, you'll show some like arena fights, stuff like that. But that's kind of my vision for him. Right now I run a lot of Raldor in Guild Wars, in PvP Arena. And Raldor's is this like really bruisery guy who chains fire with Mont and does pretty good damage. Rain could probably also do that, except he's bringing magic instead of, you know, punching damage like Raldor. So we'll see. I'm not blown away by his EX at all, and I think if you stopped at 115, you might be happy with that. Okay, that's the video, everybody. Thank you for watching. This is a little preview of what you're getting, so you just know if you want to EX Rain or not. Hey, if you love fire teams, bro, there's some fire teams. That was like ultra bad dad joke right there. I'm sorry. But there's some really cool teams where you run like Mont, Rain, Luartha or something like that. And I think those teams would really slap people down. So I hope y'all have a great rest of your day and catch you next time. Later.